Hey, what's going on, No Nation? It's CJ Wilson here with Dope Talk. FSU versus LSU is this weekend. If you guys are coming to Orlando, make sure you guys, check out the events we have going on for the upcoming game. We do have a block party that's going on the Saturday before the game. Free for everyone. Come out and grab your tickets. Well, not necessarily grab your tickets. Come out and hang out. We do have drink tickets for $30 if you do want to drink. They're all you could drink. It's all you could drink vouchers for the block party, and also we have parking for the game as well. If you haven't grabbed your parking ticket or anything like that, just know how hard it is to park in Orlando for this type of game. We do have that available, and also grab your tailgate ticket. Everyone knows about how good the tailgate for the Oklahoma game was in Orlando. We're going to cap it off again with the LSU game. So grab your ticket. You can hit the link in the description and in the comments. Let's talk about some recruiting visits for the LSU game. And the recruiting portion of the show will be called On the Trail. On the Trail will cover all aspects of FSU recruiting. On the Trail is brought to you by Jewel Paul Realty. Jewel is a realtor in Southwest Florida, but services the entire state of Florida. Any buy or sell closing costs, Jude will give you 20% of the closing costs. So really good deal. You guys can tap in with Jude. And Jude is also a big time FSU fan. He's willing to also donate to Ballows In a portion of the proceeds of the buy or sell. So again, No Nation, we got to take care of each other. Tap in with Jude, big time realtor down in Southwest Florida. But again, he can take care of your needs from Pensacola all the way down to Miami. Let's jump into the 2024 recruiting class. We got some guys that's going to be on campus, well, not necessarily on campus, but will be at the game for the LSU game. Due to FSU being the home team, they are allowed tickets for the game. We have over 60 prospects that will be visiting for the LSU game. And if you guys remember last year, it helped us out a lot. As Hakeem Williams took a visit to New Orleans for the LSU game, and the rest is history. The five-star receiver ended up committing to FSU and signing with FSU. So these type of neutral site visit games are pretty big and can help FSU out a lot. We're going to go over not necessarily every prospect that's going to be visiting, because like I said, it's going to be 60, but just some of the key names. We got Luke Cromwell, the lead recruiter for the 2024 class and quarterback commit. Cam Davis, Kai Dansley, CJ Hurd, three-star safety commit. Elijah Moore, big-time receiver prospect out of the Maryland area. Beat out Ohio State for his services. I love this kid, man. 6'4", big time kid. BJ Gibson, another guy from Georgia. I really like this kid a lot too, man. Explosive film, a baseball player as well. KJ Bolden, man, the five-star safety that ended up committing to FSU. I love this kid's game a lot. It was a lot of buzz around his recruitment. He pretty much he sent shockwaves around the country in regards to his recruitment when he announced to commit to FSU. Versatile athlete for Buford, plays receiver and safety, big time playmaker. He's been recruiting his butt off on the recruiting trail also, man. He's been in a lot of kids' ear, and one kid he's been recruiting hard is LaWayne McCoy. LaWayne McCoy is a four-star receiver that's been committed to FSU since April. He committed back in April, but it's been a really weird recruitment in regards to LaWayne McCoy's recruitment. He's been committed since April, but he hasn't been on campus since his April unofficial visit. Hasn't been on campus a lot. He's been on Miami campus numerous of times, visited UCF as well. There's been a lot of smoke about him possibly flipping to Miami. A lot of Canes fans are really confident in that recruitment, thinking they were going to get the commitment for LaWayne McCoy at some point in time. But again, KJ Bolden has been in his ear. He's been recruiting his butt off. And also Patrick Surtain and Adam Fuller and also Ron Dugans, all three have been doing a full court press on LaWayne McCoy to let them know how important he is within the recruiting class and how much they want him to stay within the class. So, long story short, I end up thinking LaWayne McCoy sticks with his FSU commitment. It's going to be a big time game because I like LaWayne a lot, man. Big time playmaker at receiver, and also it's a win down there in Miami Central. Get a South Florida kid to commit to FSU from Central. That's a big time move. Doesn't happen too often. And we also have a lot of success with the Miami Central commits. Dalvin Cook, of course, Kiera Thomas as a recent transfer out of South Carolina. He's a Miami Central guy as well. So big time win for Mike Norvell to kind of fend off Miami for trying to get his trying to flip LaWayne McCoy. But I don't think this recruitment is 100% over. They're going to still be pushed into signing day. But as long as we keep doing what we're doing and put on a good show against LSU, I think we're going in the right direction to kind of get him in for the visit and go ahead and lock up that signature once signing day comes. Charles Lester, five-star cornerback who committed to FSU over Alabama, Georgia, and Colorado. Love Charles' game a lot. He was another guy who kind of started off the the heat wave for FSU within the last couple months in regards to recruiting. Zay Mincy out of Daytona Beach, Mainland, the 6'3", 185, 190-pound cornerback, big-time playmaker. He's being recruited by pretty much everyone in the country as a cornerback. FSU, Alabama, Miami, and Florida are some of the teams in the contention. I kind of think Alabama leads for Zay Mincy, but it's a long recruiting process. Just keep recruiting him and chipping away at it and try to get him on campus for a home game eventually as well. Let's talk about his teammate, L.J. McCrae, the 4-star defensive end out of Mainland, Florida, Daytona Beach, will be on campus for the LSU game. This is a big-time development for Mike Norvell, Coach Odell Haggins, and Coach John Pachulis. Big time, because as you guys know, this recruitment has been kind of trending towards Florida and Georgia a little bit. They got the summer official visits in regards to L.J. McCrae, and also he did multiple unofficial visits in going to Florida and things like that. Haven't been on FSU's campus since the end of spring. So to get him for this game, right down the road from Daytona Beach, about 45 minutes from Orlando, is a big-time development. He did state recently that he isn't going to make his commitment or make a commitment at all until after he takes his official visit to FSU. He scheduled his official visit in October for FSU, and he's slated to commit shortly after that on his birthday, which is at the end of October. So I think FSU did a good job of weathering the storm, so to speak, in regards to just keep chipping away at the recruitment, keep doing your thing. Hold off Florida, who pushed hard for a summer commitment, and hold off Georgia, who was the 2-time defending national champion and also developed the defensive lineman at a high clip, right? Let's be completely honest. They've done a great job on the defensive line. So to fend off those two guys in regards to the summer push for a commitment and still have AJ come for this game and have that official visit still in your back pocket, shout out to FSU, because I was questioning the tactic at first over the summer due to not trying to push to get LJ back on campus, but it seemed like it may be paying off because this recruitment is still going to go the distance. So shout out to FSU, big time playmaker, man, 6'6", going to be 280 pounds. I mean, huge kid. It's crazy. I kind of seen AJ kind of grow up, so to speak, being in Daytona Beach. His father, I played at Bethune-Cookman University. His father was a tight end coach, a recruiting coordinator for Bethune-Cookman at that time. So AJ was around our campus a lot. So to see him go from that to, a surefire blue chip prospect, wrecking havoc on the defensive line, it's been a pleasure to see. So it's interesting. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out moving forward with LJ McCrae and how this recruitment going forward helps out. But again, to play LSU top 10 matchup, have this on display for these kids, but I'm telling you, it's going to do worlds of favors for FSU. Jonathan Daniels, forced offensive line commit. Get into a couple offensive line commitments that we have locked in. Jaden Todd, I like this kid a lot. Big offensive tackle. Ty Hilton. Ricky Knight III, he's going to be on campus as well. Not on campus, at LSU game as well. The 4-star cornerback commit. Booker Pickett Jr., 4-star defense, the 4-star pass rush specialist out of Tampa, Florida, will be on campus. This kid is always had FSU within his recruitment. They're firmly within his top 5, but he's been taking the slow approach with his recruitment. Didn't take any summer official visits or anything like that. Will be on campus I keep saying on campus, my apologies. Will be at the LSU game, rather, to take his unofficial visit, and he will take an official visit to FSU as well. This recruitment is going to go the distance. We have Miami, Ohio State is involved as well to go along with FSU. So I like this kid a lot. He's 6'4", 205 pounds, on the smaller side from a pass rusher, but he's super productive. Had over 30 sacks last year. Super productive. A demon off the edge, pass rush specialist, had over 30 sacks, So if you get him in with Coach Storms, I think he could carry 235 pounds fairly easily and still keep his explosiveness off the edge. At 235 pounds, I feel like Booker Pickett could give you 8+ sacks easily within the ACC. So this would be a kid to watch out for going forward. I do think FSU has a good shot. But again, he's not a kid that's been rushing his recruitment. He's been taking those summer visits unofficially, but he's going to put all the official visits on the back burner. It's going to be a couple surprise visitors. Don't be surprised if we do have some surprise visitors that announce to the LSU game or just pop up and you guys see them at the game. A couple 5-stars that could be popping up. I don't want to say any names at this point in time, but don't be surprised if you do see some 5-star players that are committed elsewhere. Let's jump into the 2025 recruiting class. We got a couple names we're going to highlight from that class. 4-star receiver Dallas Wilson, from Tampa, Florida. He is committed to Oregon. Big time playmaker. Big time playmaker. Like this kid a lot. 2025. He's a top 100 guy within the receiver ranks. Committed to Oregon from Tampa, Florida. We keep chipping away at that. I think FSU would be in a good spot. Five-star offensive lineman McCrae Du Bois, a UGA commit. He's going to be he's going to be in Orlando for the LSU game. And five-star offensive tackle Solomon Thomas from Jacksonville, Florida. He'll be there as well. Armando Blunt, five-star defensive tackle from Miami Central, another Central guy. He will be there as well. FSU is doing a pretty good job within his recruitment. I like where FSU stands. He was recently on campus for the end of July event. FSU is doing a pretty good job. Keep chipping away at that recruitment. I know it's 2025. It's a long road ahead away for Blunt, but I do expect FSU to have him on campus for a couple home games as well. Excuse me. Four-star running back Tavian Swint from Orlando, Florida, committed to UCF within the 2025 class. He will be on campus. And four-star running back Osman Croma will be on campus from Georgia. Big-time playmaker. The last 2025 prospect I want to talk about is Jordan Pret. He is a five-star linebacker for Buford. He is teammates with KJ Bolden. As you guys know, he did make some comments stating that prior to KJ Bolden's commitment, wherever KJ Bolden commits, he will be committing to as well. So again, I like where FSU stands within his recruitment. I do think he will be flipping from Georgia to FSU. Just a matter of time whenever it happens. He was on campus multiple times within the spring cycle, even before the KJ Bolden smoke started happening for FSU. He was on campus multiple times prior to that and showed his interest with FSU. Mike Norvella's doing a hell of a job recruiting Jordan. I think we stand a good chance. And there's also been some smoke about him reclassifying to the 2024 class. I'm not sure how true that is, but we'll see how that plays out. He'll definitely be a welcome addition to FSU whenever he gets on campus. But hell, if he can reclassify to the 2024 class, that'd be a much needed get for the linebacker room. A very physical kid, and he plays with a lot of passion as well. It was I think the first game of the season. Buford got into a little sideline fight and things like that against the opposite team, and Jordan was definitely there, getting in the mix, getting his teammates out, and just being, that type of leader for his team. So he brings the passion, physical kid, real athletic as well. I like where FSU stands with Jordan. I do feel like he would be a no whenever he announces. That's pretty much all we got right now, fellas, for On the Trail. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you are going to be in Orlando for the LSU game, come out and hang out with us, man. Grab your tailgate ticket and let's do it and hang out real good in Orlando. Go Noles.